What would you do if a married woman from your past, the one you once loved, suddenly messaged you, "I'm alone"? Would you reply? Walk away? Or try to rescue the soul behind those words? Stay with us till the very end of this emotional journey of love, regret, and healing that just might leave you speechless. And if you're new here at Kindness Tales, don't forget to like and subscribe. Jason had just tucked in his 5-year-old daughter, Layla, when his phone buzzed from the kitchen counter. Half aware, sipping leftover coffee, he expected spam. But the name on the screen froze him, Emily. 6 years. That's how long it had been. She married someone else. He'd watched in silence from the back row as she walked down the aisle. No contact since then, until now. 3 words lit the screen: "I'm alone now." Jason sat down, stunned. His hands trembled. His heart, which had only just begun to heal, suddenly raced. Was this a mistake? A misdial? No. It was still her number. The one etched in his memory like a prayer. He typed, deleted, then typed again. "Emily, are you okay?" 3 dots appeared. Then came her reply. "Can you meet me? Just to talk." It was nearly midnight, but how could he say no? She had once been everything. Jason drove through Charleston's quiet streets, unaware of the time or what the babysitter might think. She'd sent him an address, the old park from their college days. The same rusted bench. The same willow tree that had heard their dreams. There she sat, wrapped in a beige coat, hair tied back like before. But her eyes, they held storms. "Hey," she whispered. "Emily," Jason breathed. The name felt both distant and dear. "Why are you here?" "I had no one else to talk to," she said, her voice cracking. "I know I shouldn't have reached out. I'm married, or I was. But tonight, I just needed someone who once cared." Jason sat beside her. "What happened?" She hesitated before saying, "I married Daniel because it was expected. He was safe, wealthy, the logical choice. I told myself love would come later. But it didn't." Jason stared ahead. He didn't dare look at her. "He's not who he used to be," she continued. "He's distant. Harsh. Sometimes cruel. We live like strangers. I thought maybe I deserved it, for hurting you." "You didn't deserve this, Emily," Jason said, his fists clenched. She cried silently. "That day at the church, I saw you. I almost ran to you. But I didn't have the courage." "You weren't a coward," he said softly. "You made the choice you thought was right." A quiet pause lingered. Then she whispered, "Do you ever think about me?" He turned to her. "Every day." She looked stunned. "Why?" "Because you were the only one who made me believe in forever." Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't come here to stir old wounds. I just didn't want to feel invisible tonight." "You're not invisible." "I feel like I am," she whispered. "I just wanted to feel seen again. Even for a moment." Jason stood. "Come with me." "Where?" "Not forever. Just for tonight. For coffee. For who we once were." They drove to a small diner near the harbor. He ordered her usual, hot chocolate with whipped cream and a cinnamon cookie. She laughed softly. He still remembered. They talked about college, about Layla, about dreams forgotten and new hopes. Her smile slowly returned, fragile but real. Before parting, she looked at him and said, "Thank you for tonight." He asked, "What now, Emily?" Her voice dropped. "Tomorrow, I go back, to silence. But tonight, I felt alive." She got up to leave. Jason didn't stop her. He knew this wasn't a beginning, just a moment. But at the door, she turned and asked, if I ever find the courage to leave, would you still be there? He didn't hesitate. I never left. 3 weeks passed. No message. No call. Jason told himself it was just a chapter from the past. But every time his phone buzzed, his heart still hoped. Then, on a rainy Thursday, there was a knock at the door. Jason had just put soup on the stove. Layla was coloring at the table. He opened the door. Emily stood there, soaked, a small duffel bag at her feet, mascara running down her cheeks. "I left," she whispered. "I didn't plan. I just ran." Jason pulled her in. Wrapped a towel around her. "Come in," he said gently. "You're freezing." Layla peeked over and waved. "Hi." Emily smiled faintly. "Hi, sweetheart." Jason poured tea and sat across from her. "What happened?" She shook, voice breaking. "He hit me today, for asking if he'd be home for dinner." Then he laughed, like it was nothing. "I looked in the mirror, Jason, and didn't recognize myself." "You did the right thing," he said. "I don't know. I have no job. No savings. No plan. I don't even know if I can go through with a divorce." "One step at a time," he said gently. "You're safe now. We have space. Take your time." Tears filled her eyes. "I don't deserve this kindness." He took her hand. "You deserve more than what you've endured." The days that followed blurred into soft routines. Emily helped with Layla's art. She cooked with Jason, sometimes quiet, sometimes laughing. Slowly, the light returned to her. But then Daniel started texting, first messages, then threats. "You'll regret this. You can't hide forever." Jason took her phone. "You're not alone now," he said calmly. "And no one gets to belittle you again." Still, Emily wasn't afraid of Daniel. She was afraid of herself. "I don't know who I am anymore," she confessed. "What if I mess up again? What if I hurt you too?" "You already broke me once," Jason said quietly. "But I'm still here. Not because I'm weak, but because I believe in the real you." A week later, Emily got a call, from a local school she'd once volunteered at. They needed a temp teaching assistant. She hesitated. But Jason said, "Say yes. This is your fresh start." She took the job. And with it, a new confidence. One calm Sunday morning, Jason took Layla to the park while Emily stayed back to rest. As they strolled through autumn leaves, Layla asked, "Daddy, is Miss Emily going to be my new mommy?" Jason smiled but said nothing. When they returned, Emily was sitting on the porch holding a letter. "It's from Daniel," she said. "He agreed to the divorce. Said he never cared enough to fight." Jason sat beside her. "How do you feel?" She exhaled. "Free. Scared. Hopeful." He held her hand. "That's enough to begin again." She looked at him. "Jason. I don't know what's ahead. I'm not sure I'm ready for love again." He nodded. "I'm not asking you for anything. But," she added softly, "if I ever do fall again, it'll be for the man who helped me find myself again." Jason smiled. And for the first time in years, so did she. If this story moved you, please like the video and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Because sometimes, the kindest thing we can offer is a second chance.